In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Franklin Township Environmental Commission was made by posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, posted on the township website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspaper, indicating that this meeting would take place in person on July 15th, 2024, here in the building. Okay. That. Now we do the roll call, I think.
Yeah.
On the right. Get the roll call. Okay, roll call. Walter is here.
Here.
Ted is here.
Yeah.
Easy is here. Stan is not here. Arnold here.
Here.
Robin.
Here?
Marie is not here. I'm here. Howard's here, and Ed's not. Okay? That's the roll call. Okay. Now, we do the very short environmental chair report. I've noted a couple things I just wanted to mention. From Trenton, there was an article on the web yesterday or today about 3 companies have submitted new bids for onshore, offshore wind turbines. Atlantic Offshore Wind, Community Offshore Wind, and Attentive Energy. I think that's I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what that was listed.
No, I think that's right, because I met the guy, a person from Attentive.
It says their proposals have been submitted to the NJBPU. Project will generate about 4,000 megawatts, whoever gets it. That's because that other one had dropped out.
Right.
These are the replacements. The other thing I wanted to mention to everybody is that a resident of Canal Walk has planted a shade-loving native plant garden with pollinator-friendly plants. What happened was the neighbor had planted a tree right on the edge of the property. It made so much shade that he couldn't grow anything. Or they couldn't. I met the couple this afternoon, and they give an okay, and they put like little barriers. They have all these plants, and I got a picture here of a bee at
work.
At work, you know.
A paid performer.
A paid performance. So it says the area will not be mowed, and it's in a protected area, which will not permit the landscapers to mow. And they got all these little plants going. So I just thought that was when he said. The woman, last name Henson, she said, "Oh, the pollinators are here," and there they were. So that's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
And also, of course, I want to welcome Ellen Pastola
Yes.
to the chair at the table. Now
you.
as a
Thank you.
commissioner, alternate number 2,
Okay.
and we fixed everything up this time, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes,
I hope I'm in
I
the
saw
right
that
chair.
email, so you got bumped up, so you're a regular member.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
and what are my duties as alternate number 2?
You do everything that everybody else does.
It's just
You don't get out
the
of
term
anything.
of your
Yeah, it's just.
Well,
tenure.
technically, if we were having an official vote on something, you would only get to vote if 2 regular members were absent, or one
thought something like
regular
that.
member and the
Okay.
first alternate.
Okay.
But since we rarely take roll call votes, it hardly matters.
Yeah, generally it's a red show.
I'll
of
just
hands.
follow your guidance.
You just follow the guidance. I think you'll do fine. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Okay. So, next would be approval of the minutes that Ted put together and made some changes. I know Arnold, I think, said some changes. And that's, yeah, I have the one with the red on it.
I'll abstain as I was not here.
Okay.
I move for acceptance of the July 1st minutes.
Okay, second? Seconded, okay.
I have a couple of comments.
That's why
I thought you said that I made some comments, but I did not.
Oh, okay.
In about the 1, 2, 3, 4, about the 6th paragraph, right in the middle of the first page where it says site plans.
Right.
The first line, it says, an application originally from 1231 Properties. Was that the name of the business, 1231 Properties?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well then I guess the P should be capitalized in properties, I would think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then going down to the very last paragraph, right in the middle of the second sentence, consultant report F conditions moistly for left turns.
Yes.
Now, you're talking about conditions, so maybe you did mean moist.
But he rated them as A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah, no, I understand.
For failure.
I understand, but I think it's mostly,
Moistly.
unless he's talking about a
Oh,
condition.
moistly, yes.
Yeah,
It's
Jersey
definitely
accent, isn't it?
And where is this, I'm sorry, you said the second to last paragraph?
Right here.
The last paragraph,
Yeah.
All in
second
the first
line,
page.
right in the middle.
It's just a typo.
Got it.
Moistly.
Okay.
And then the last thing is about what I said on page 2. Ted, you tried to make what I said sound very dramatic, but it wasn't. It says Schmidt reported sending an email to the Board of Education challenging them to install anti-idling signs. I did not put in those words. I didn't challenge them. I said I suggested that they look into installing signs.
It's really just-
So,
Suggesting to them?
suggesting, yeah.
That's nicer.
Okay.
I would never be so full. It's not my
It's
personality.
nicer.
Right, Robin?
No comment.
No. Okay.
That's it for that?
That's
That's it for that?
Ted, there's this one sentence in the where you said, one of the members of the public said what? And I remember I said I would go back and look at my notes. I didn't get it either.
You're right.
I didn't get it either, so I don't know what I'm
And
supposed to
Debbie's
get
not
rid of
here, so we
it.
can't ask.
And we didn't make a decision on it.
No. Okay, just wanted
Do you
to make sure
keep
you
the
knew I couldn't
recordings?
find it.
Yes.
I'm
we're-
sorry? Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
If it was something we had made a decision on.
Yeah, we
would
can go back for that.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be the question asker.
That's
I drove
okay.
my parents nuts as a kid.
Okay, so, then the minutes are approved with these changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Okay, next would be to open for public comment.
So
All
moved.
approved?
Second?
Second, all approved?
Aye.
Anybody want to make any comments here? Anybody?
I did.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you didn't look at me.
You're not public anymore. You've been upgraded or demoted?
I know.
I don't know what you want to say.
Status change.
That's changed. So that would, now we need a motion to close the,
So moved.
public
Second?
comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence. Any correspondence at all?
So no correspondence yet. I did meet with the township manager, and so I'm gonna be getting the emails. That's really the procedure, I guess, for the most part, when it comes to open, and I should have probably thought of this, but for open space trails, ag advisory, I get all the correspondence, so, they did set my email up. I think I have to do one last, this authenticator thing you were telling me about with my phone or whatever. Yeah, I have to do that, so I will do that tomorrow, and then I'll be getting the emails. There was one piece of correspondence that was from Kurt Frost. He's a member of the public, and he had recommended some energy efficiency grants that we may be eligible for. Stan had written him back and said, thank you so much. So I wrote him back again and said, I'll be getting the correspondence, and I explained the grants we have applied for, and that, you know, we'll be back on correspondence like as soon as possible, So I just gotta figure that out with my phone, and then we're good to go. But thank you, Easy, I appreciate it. So, and I'll just basically I'll take the correspondence, and I can either respond to it or bring it to the committee, to the commission if it has to be brought to the commission. So hopefully it'll be, you know, efficient.
Okay. And, there hasn't been anything in the mailbox for like a month.
Yeah.
I can check it. I think I left my key in the car. Okay, so, then we're up to, you said there was a site plan. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So, well, there's supposed to be a site plan, but I don't see it, it's not uploaded to the website, so I can't share it with you. The only thing I can say is there is one here that looks new to me. I'm not sure, does anyone remember reviewing I feel like we would remember this, Jam and Jam Construction?
Jan and Jan?
No. So that just got uploaded, so we could do this one. I haven't looked at it yet because it just got uploaded.
Okay.
So, but the other ones that I was told we were to review, they're not on the website yet, so.
So what is the one that you found?
Did we get to our, Oh, okay, this one's, okay, because this guy's here. Are you in a time constraint at all by any chance? Because we could, I don't, it's up to
Change
you
the
guys,
order.
do you
We
want
we change the
to?
order if you
I
want.
think that would be kind.
Will that be,
Yeah, we
yeah,
should change
unless
it.
you really want to sit through our site plan review, which I know it's exhilarating.
Yeah, you can move it.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so that's okay with you, Paul?
Sure.
Okay, all right, come on up.
Is this,
I'm going to
Eagle.
discuss him,
Eagle,
yeah?
Yeah, Eagle.
okay.
Okay, Armand, is that the correct way to say your
Yep.
name? Okay, everyone, this is Armand. He was going to be at our last meeting, but he's now at this meeting. He sent me some information, and he's gonna talk about his Eagle Scout project and what he wants to do to work with us. So, sound good? Okay, so I'm gonna get your slides up. Do you wanna do this yourself, or do you wanna just tell me? I can move it for you if you want.
Yeah, I can let you know when to.
Okay.
So, yes, as Ms. Kenyon said, my name is Armand Agrawal. I'm going to be a senior at Princeton Day School. I've lived in Franklin Township my entire life, and I just wanted to talk to you about this initiative that I came up with over the past few months. So next slide, please. So basically, the mission of my initiative is to essentially empower different entities like schools, small businesses, and local governments to adopt sustainable practices. So next slide, please. So why did I come up with this initiative in the first place? So I'm very interested in the business world and was studying how different large corporations have been basically implementing sustainable practices in their operations. But what came to mind was that a lot of smaller businesses and also schools and other organizations don't have access to the information or resources that are needed in order to implement sustainable practices in their own operations. And I figured that helping schools and small businesses do this would be a good way to promote sustainability in our entire community. And I wanted to come to the Environmental Commission because you guys obviously have a lot of experience and have a lot of knowledge about what is going on in Franklin Township in terms of sustainability. So basically by focusing on these smaller entities, we can bridge that gap and ensure that all parts of our community can contribute towards environmental preservation. Next slide, please. So like I said, the objectives are basically to raise awareness about the importance of sustainability in these small entities like schools and businesses.
Tara, can you make it on slideshow if you don't mind? It's too small to read.
I only have viewing power for this
Right
right
at top,
now,
right
so.
at top. No? Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. Slideshow.
Presenter view?
Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, hang on. Let's see, sorry Armand, hang on
No
one
problem.
second here. Yeah, see, it's because I think I'm in view, oh, hold on. All right, bear with me. I feel like something's up with the internet in here because when I tried to, okay, there we
Ooh, there
go.
we
It's
go.
slow, I'm sorry, it's
I
slow.
can read it.
Yes.
I couldn't read it. I couldn't read it
I was gonna
either.
fake.
All right, go ahead.
So essentially what I was saying was the main goal of this initiative is to raise awareness about the importance of sustainability in these smaller organizations as well as schools, provide the resources, tools, and guidance, as well as inform them of the incentives towards switching to more sustainable operations, and then recognize entities that demonstrate leadership and innovation and sustainability, and then monitor and evaluate the progress of these entities. Next slide, please. So these are the scopes that I was choosing to focus on in terms of evaluating how different smaller entities conduct their operations and whether or not they're operating sustainably. So I chose to focus on energy efficiency and renewable energy adoption, waste reduction, recycling, sustainable sourcing and procurement, water conservation, and finally green transportation options. So this is a little bit blurry, but I can pass it around after. But essentially this is just an example of what I'd be choosing to focus on. So for example, in the area of transportation, I'll be focusing on, are the employees using electric vehicles? Are they using ride-sharing apps like Uber? In terms of energy consumption and building efficiency, I'll look at their heating and their air conditioning, their appliances, their lighting, and whether or not they've implemented solar and wind power. And then when it comes to water consumption and their waste management, how much water have they used, how much waste have they produced, whether they're recycling or composting or stuff like that. And basically you calculate the score based on all these metrics, and I did some example calculations on the right. Like let's say I'm conducting one of these studies on small business, and I assigned like a category of 3 towards their transportation, and 8 towards their energy consumption, building efficiency when it comes to heating, and I assigned the rest of the scores. I could then calculate like a quantitative way to actually decide whether or not that business is operating sustainably or not, and that's just a good way for them to see what can I improve and how can I go about doing that. Next slide, please. So I've developed a little bit of a preliminary structure, which is why I wanted to come to the Environmental Commission today. So what I was thinking was that we could get, and I've talked to a few of my classmates at school, basically gathering a team of student volunteers and working with these different groups in order to evaluate their sustainability practices and identify areas of improvement, as well as an advisory committee which we compose of people like you and the Environmental Commission, who would be external advisors and will advise us in how to conduct these studies and how to help these businesses and sort of promote this initiative in the first place. So that's what my presentation is, and I was wondering if you guys had any feedback or questions.
How are you going to choose your subjects?
So I guess we would want to start with a small subset of like small businesses, and I was thinking of starting in the Franklin Township area, obviously. So I haven't specifically chosen any businesses to like study, I guess, as of yet, but I had a few in mind, but I'm not sure as of right now. First, I wanted to present.
Were you thinking of any kind of specific types of businesses?
For example, I think small restaurants could be a good way to start, because obviously they have a lot of costs in terms of appliances and heating, so I think that would be a good place to start. And I mean, small businesses like that, so that was one of the first things that came to my mind when I started working on this initiative.
Yeah, I think that was a good question. It's like, what are your criteria, to sit down, work out, how small, maybe the square footage of the business, whatever, that could be interesting.
Part of, we do site plan review, which is what you don't have to sit through this time, which is good. But we do site plan review, and we keep a database of all the plans we've reviewed since 2021, I think, right? So we could look through there and point you in the way of some of the businesses that we've made recommendations on, and you could maybe follow up with them to see if they implemented them, has it been successful, and at least then you will have the square footage of the building and the address and the contact information and all that, so at least you have a starting point. The only other thing I would say is I love your presentation, and I think you're trying to study a wide gamut of sustainability, which is wonderful. But I think focusing on the small businesses is a good idea, because the Environmental Commission and the Township, we kind of do exactly what you're saying for the township buildings through our Sustainable Jersey program. The schools kind of have their own program that they work, but there's really nothing right now for small businesses. So that would be, I think, a good starting point for you, and it actually would be really helpful, I think, too.
Yeah, so even when you're doing small businesses, if you can segment them out, right, restaurants versus stores or whatever, that would be great to have that.
I think you want to develop, say, 4 categories of business, get 1 in each category. To have a willing business owner is going to be the challenge.
And this is going to be a survey, or how is it going to happen?
It's sort of like I would sit down and talk to them about what their
Taking
current
time off,
operation. Yeah, exactly. So I would conduct it over a couple of weeks, not like because I feel like a survey would be a bit too impersonal. Like if I send you an email, you a survey, you have no motivation to actually fill it out unless the person actually comes to talk to you and actually has some interest in what you're doing.
Armand, I would encourage you to probably work through the Franklin Township Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Because they know their members, they know who's community minded, who would be willing to give you the time, and they can help you pick out a member in each segment. And it gives them something to splash about as well. The Franklin Chamber is involved in this initiative. And there's some wonderful people. I think if you work with Nick DeMeglio and Peter Stravanides, those are 2 leaders of the chamber, and say, guys, here's what I'm looking to do. Let's shine a light on chamber members. You help me pick 4 businesses that are a widespread type of business that are going to be nice to me and actually tell me what's really going on, because you don't want them to sugarcoat it. You want the real deal.
Right.
Exactly.
I think that's a good suggestion.
And they're going to help separate the wheat from the chaff and say, these people are going to be your good prospects for you.
There was a restaurant, banquet hall that we reviewed a couple of years, on Route 27.
Yes.
Remember, they were gonna subdivide the building
Yeah.
and have a dining.
I
That's
don't
the
think,
kind
I
of-
don't think that's happened
It
yet,
never happened?
not yet.
But one thing I put up on the screen too, just so you know, so the state of New Jersey, NJDEP, I don't know if you might be familiar with this, but they have a sustainable, it's called the New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry. They have, though, owners of businesses can go in and fill out, like, I have low flow faucets, I have, LED lighting. You could use, I would say use that as to develop your criteria when you're asking
Oh,
questions.
let that be your
'cause
template.
It really goes through, a lot of, I mean, businesses, they get a self-certification, it's nothing like super fancy.
Okay.
But it gives them a chance to register, and then, I guess once you're registered, they almost have like a survey here, kind of, somewhere on here. But if you just Google New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry, you can get all those.
Yeah, that'd be
That'll
great.
help you get going. But I think Robin is right, so studying everything is great, but it's gonna take you time. You're probably gonna wanna do a walkthrough of the place and see. So I think Robin's right, like doing one restaurant, maybe one, what's another small business, like a
The department
retail
store, like a
store?
store.
Yeah.
I'd also consider doing one not-for-profit, and the food bank would probably love this.
Yeah.
Work with the
Yeah.
food bank, he's a great guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think you learn a lot about the workings of businesses and why sometimes it will be more difficult for them to adopt
Yeah, of
a
course.
sustainable practice than might appear at first glance.
Yes,
Yeah.
very true. So you're doing this for your Eagles, yeah, is this for your Eagles?
No, this is
it's
just a
not, yeah.
personal project.
Personal project, so are you getting school credit for it or
No.
anything? No, you just wanna do it on your own?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
gonna.
great, so there's no time frame limit with it or
No.
anything like that?
No, I just came up with this a few months ago while I was working on a project related to school. Like I said, I was studying sort of sustainability in bigger corporations as part of like an economics class, and I thought about how that would apply to small businesses, and I came up with this on my own
Smart.
time.
What year are you in?
I'm going to be going into my senior year, so it's about time to apply for colleges in a few months. So.
This will look good on you.
It'll look good on your resume,
Yeah.
that was the point that I was getting to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we can definitely help you with, we know where a lot of, like through Sustainable Jersey, we have access to a lot of resources, and everyone here is connected with a lot of people around the
Yeah.
township, so we can help you. I guess the first question is, how do we start off helping you? Like, what can we do to
I guess,
help you out?
like you were saying, the resources like Sustainable Jersey, like the Chamber of Commerce, that would be a great way, and I could start talking to the right people in those areas.
Okay, perfect. So maybe the best thing is to connect him with the chamber first.
He
You have
can
a
go on, he
contact
can
there?
go on to the chamber website.
Okay.
They start with the executive director, and then tell the executive director you met with us,
Okay.
and that I would in particular ask her for a couple of members that could help be an advisory committee for you.
Okay.
And I would hope that they will recommend people like Nick DeMeglio, DeMeglio Realty, and Peter Stravanides owns Venus Jewelers. I think those are two good places to start. I'll write down their names.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So just,
Very good.
any questions you have, send them to me, you have my email, and then we can, I'll bring, and you're welcome to come back to this meeting for updates or whatever. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, we would love to hear the outcomes
Yeah, of
when we
course.
complete
Yes,
them.
yes, definitely.
Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank
Let it
you.
run.
Great project.
In 5 minutes, explain the AI project which you did, just to give some.
Oh, I guess, well, relating to the project of school, basically, I created something, it was computer science related, that could automatically look at reports released by big corporations and kind of like distill that information and talk about what, in terms of sustainability, they're choosing to focus on. So for example, Apple is choosing to focus on renewable energy, and Chevron is talking about reducing GHG emissions. So that's kind of where it came from. Like, all these big companies have the ability to release these reports and have these statistics,
Right.
and can get feedback from these consulting firms, or they have experts in their own business. And I thought there's no way for smaller businesses to do it because they don't have dedicated departments towards sustainability. They're focused on maintaining their operations and maintaining their profit margins and keeping their business afloat. So if there was a way for them to outsource that work without having to pay for it, and I guess a group of students would be the best way to do that, is what my thought was. So that's why I guess I came up with this initiative.
That's smart.
Was that something that you did through AI technology?
Yeah, through AI technology. So like, for example, you guys all must know about ChatGPT. That's what I was learning in school, like the technology behind that. So I decided to leverage that towards that project, and then that led me to this initiative. Yeah.
I love your initiative. I think it's great. I love your presentation. I think it was really, really good. So any way we can help you,
Yep.
just send me what you need, or if you have a hard time getting a response from someone, just like, send me an email and we can try and help you out as best as possible.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you.
allowing me
The
to
Bureau
help.
of Public Utilities has, has various programs for energy saving. And we get prodded by Sustainable Jersey to get businesses to do these things. But some years ago, we sent out a letter over the signature of the mayor recommending all of this. Nobody has responded.
Yeah.
If you actually can go and talk to businesses personally, you get a lot more response.
I think that's also part of the problem, because I think for some, like if you adopt solar panels for your like energy requirements, for example, I think you can get some sort of tax credit sometimes. So a lot of these businesses just don't have knowledge about it. They don't know the incentives of adopting more sustainable practices. So
Well, one problem is that often business doesn't own the structure.
yeah, of course, yeah, they're renting, yeah.
I'm on here. Some of the names that
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Armand. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Yes,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Good
Come
job.
again to a future meeting, and let us know how you're doing.
Stay for this meeting?
Do we have, I know we're still in, I don't know if it's still in public or whatever.
No, he's on the agenda.
Yeah.
We've talked about members from the high school, this is from
But still, you're a youth member.
Yeah, we've talked about it, we've never had anybody, right? Yeah. Would you be interested in becoming a youth member of this commission?
Yeah, that was something that would be something that would interest me.
Okay.
So how do we go about that? We have to,
I think if Armand put together a little resume and emailed it into our website, and then we put it on the agenda.
does he have to fill out a form on the website?
No.
I
That's
don't
to be a
know.
regular
No.
member.
Yeah, that's to be a regular member. I don't
A
know.
student member would be in a different category.
Yeah.
You
And-
live in Franklin Township?
Yeah, I live in Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, yeah, send in would he send it to you, Tara?
Yeah, I would send it to me because in our bylaws, we don't have a youth member spot, but that doesn't mean that we can't have one. So if you send me your resume, I can then figure out how do we make sure that spot is made, available.
As I read the enabling legislation and what others do in the handbook, the Anzac handbook, many other commissions
They
have
do.
youth
Yes.
student members.
Yeah.
And you would be able to sit at the table, get involved in all the conversations. About the only thing that you wouldn't be able to do would be to vote on different things, but you could be involved in everything that goes on here, provide your input.
Yeah, give us ideas.
Tell us that we have horrible ideas and, whatever.
It's very similar to when we had the interns come in,
Yeah.
the same idea.
But it's
Yeah.
you probably know it's the first and third Monday of every
Yeah.
month. So, yeah, that'd be great if you were to do it. Well, you already know, you
I
put
like
your
that.
resume together and send it to Tara.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Very good. So now we'll do the review of the one you looked at.
Yeah, the one that I found, so
I'll no longer be lucky.
this is a subdivision. Hold on, let me get to the right spot here. All these notes on here still. See all those bubbles are all comments. That we're not, okay. So this is for Jam and Jam Construction LLC. It's these two lots, Lot 2 and Lot 3, which is, here's William Street, here's Market Street, and here's Livingston Ave, if that helps anybody.
you know.
Franklin Street.
No,
Let's see, here's the canal, so here's Market Street, oh, this is it by East Millstone, yeah, and then you got William Street, and it's these two lots right here that we're talking about. They are looking to do, it says a subdivision, let me get that up here. The existing two-family dwelling will remain on Lot 3, and a new single-family dwelling will be constructed on Lot 2. So, this existing family dwelling will stay on Lot 3, and they're gonna put a new family dwelling on Lot 2.
Are they conforming sizes?
The size of the lots are, proposed Lot 2 is 7,500, and proposed Lot 3 is 15,000. So, each lot will be accessed by a private paver driveway and serviced by utilities in William Street. So let's see what's the variance. Permitted uses, okay, they want to have a two-family dwelling,
they
they
already
allow
have
a
a
single
two-family
family on the new lot. Lot and yard size, the requirement is 10,000 square feet, so one is undersized at 7,500 square feet, because the minimum is 10,000 square feet.
So on this smaller lot, they're gonna put a two-family dwelling?
Yes.
No,
Because
the existing house
existing
is two-family.
The existing is two-family, then why would that be a proposed?
I guess,
It says existing.
Yeah,
Well, it probably would have to have a variance even if it's in a two-family house since time immemorial.
right.
so as we look at this, Tara, that dwelling there on the right, it says, stop moving.
I know, it's going so slow. Okay, go ahead.
So the
Two-story
two-story
window.
frame, is that the existing or is that proposed? That looks proposed. So it is proposed.
I don't know.
Hey Ed, how
Yes,
are you?
that's
That's on lot 2,
William Street.
yes, that's
Yes.
existing, that's existing.
So they're looking to put a two-family where one family is the
Right.
requirement.
Yes,
They already have a two-family.
and they want to put another. There's really not much going on here, I mean, that's what
What
they've
other
submitted.
deviations?
Let's see here. The variance application. The size of the lots, now this one says proposed lot 2 is 9,000 square feet and proposed lot 3 is 13,500.
Why do you
It
think
also
that-
says that the existing house
Yeah.
is one family.
I think something's wrong here.
Who's writing this application?
I don't know, but this is
That reads
strange.
different than what we just saw.
It is, it's different, that's different. This is the variance application. This is the, what does this say?
And it's somewhere else, I think.
This is the subdivision application.
All right. so
I don't-
they're-
okay, I
they're
think we can't
inconsistent.
review this.
Yeah, we kick
Okay.
it back and say it's not consistent.
We'll have to, maybe that's why it wasn't on the list. Okay, so then, the other, there are two that we were supposed to review, but they've not been uploaded to the website, so we can't review
So
them.
you don't even know their names?
I know their names, but they're not there.
What are their names?
Booth and Di Filippo.
They're not, yeah, they're not companies.
No,
People.
no, no.
Yeah.
They're just not on the website, so there's nothing to review, so.
Okay.
Next time, we'll probably have a lot of review.
Okay.
If you get it earlier, send one to me definitely.
Okay, I will, thank you,
Yeah.
Lucy.
We'll take a look. Okay, so then we're up to number 8, new business. Oh, that's why I brought all this stuff. We're gonna be what items we have for table events. And this is what I have in my garage. It's ones we've used on Franklin Day. Maybe some are outdated, or they're not useful, that's why I brought them here. So we could get an idea of what we have and see if there's anything we want to keep.
Yeah. And I think with 2 members of our Education and Outreach Committee not here,
Yeah,
I think we put those in a box and we pull it out again when Stan and Maria are here.
Oh, I can see this is all watershed material.
this is watershed, and river friendly.
And we have put in a budget proposal, so we have some
It's all,
money.
they're all available now. So Maria did send me, the reason I had this on the agenda is because Maria did send me a list of materials that the committee thinks we should have,
Yes.
but with her not here, it's
Right.
difficult. But she did start putting together a list of materials we should have.
Yeah.
Our budget is available now, so we can buy things.
Yeah.
Paul has these things which we can go through, and then I had requested a box of stuff from the Stop the Soot at DEP like months ago, but I got it today, and it has little pouches in it and magnets and things like that. So we have a lot of stuff, but I think we need Maria to
Yeah, and
help
what's
us
the
go through.
procurement time on this?
So the printing vendor is out right now for bid. So once we get the vendors, it's a 2-year contract. Once we get them accepted and everything, that's gonna probably be two months, maybe, a month or 2, I guess.
So
Then we can order more.
getting this stuff for Franklin Day, new stuff is not gonna happen.
If we can get them in by like August, maybe, because I have had some of our vendors turn around signs really quick, because we don't have to go through the whole bid process, but right now we're in the part where it's like the existing 2-year is up soon, so we're going out to bid again. So I don't know how this is gonna go for this year, I'm not sure, but.
But I think, because to have that retractable banner, for example, that would be, and anything with our new logo on it would be good to have. And maybe they could do that quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think we need them.
We could write up something about what the environmental commission does. I may even have some very old flyers about the environmental commission.
Okay.
This is about, this one's in Spanish, and it's about making sure your car's inspected to prevent contamination. My Spanish is not good, but it's enough I can figure that out. And, this one, also these are from this was no idling.
Right.
So those I think we want.
Yeah.
The riverfront friendly, the watershed stuff, that will have to sit with it.
Yeah, I mean, we can use that stuff.
And-
It's probably not.
And here, actually, this is something that I didn't realize it was here. About New Jersey offshore wind.
What's the date on
Is
that?
that, yeah.
Wind Institute, let's see, I can find that. No numbers? This is a coloring book for kids.
Oh, that's, we'll go out of date.
That's what these are. Yeah. So we'll
I
put
think
it-
we hold on to it and,
And these are some cards on idling, anti-idling. Okay? Or these.
and Tara's got more of that.
We got more of those. We got the coming soon cards about our residential energy campaign.
Okay.
So we, I think when Maria and Stan are both back, we'll go over it with them because.
And Adopt a Drain, what we can order from Adopt a Drain.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's an
That's-
existing program we
Oh, I
want to
didn't-
promote.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think Adopt a Drain's got some stuff we can order on their website, right?
yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna put this all in the box, bring it back next meeting.
yeah.
B was support for World Water Day, March 22nd,
Yeah,
next
so,
year.
Stan had forwarded this, so, let's see here, let me back up. Okay, so it looks like in March, something came in, Stan just forwarded it now, because I think he just started, oh yeah, July 8th, so. But anyway, this person that emailed it is the coordinator for the Rivers of the World Foundation, and he wants to know if we want to partner up on World Water Day, which passed for March of this year, but it's every year in March, so it would be March of 2025 next year. I think it's the 25th, did I write it on there? 22nd,
You put the
okay.
22nd.
22nd, so it's the 22nd next year. They want to know if we want to maybe work with them to support World Water Day.
Do a cleanup at 6 Mile Run.
Yeah, clean up
somewhere.
at 6 Mile Run. I did send the website around to see if, just to like kind of give you some background information on World Water Day. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it. But it's through United Nations, and basically they do stream cleanups and tabling events to kind of make people understand, the effects of all of our activities on water and how important water is. So.
I think it's something we could participate in. It's be a month or at least 3 weeks ahead of our normal stream cleanup.
Yeah.
Let's see what Stan feels, if he feels it competes with our stream cleanup.
So it seems like everyone thinks that maybe they would want to participate, and we can also pass a resolution, do a citation, there's lots of ways.
We can encourage people to join
Yeah.
their cleanup.
That could be something for the head, we could put something in the Franklin Times about it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just make a note of it, so we add it to if it's for March, we probably want to have it the latest on like the January agenda,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
But if it's
earlier.
gonna be in Franklin Times, it'll be before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Have to know the publishing dates, do you happen to know that?
I don't off the top of my head, but I'll find
Yeah,
out.
why don't we get that, because that's good for the communications committee to have that in mind.
Okay, perfect.
Then the next item then is the energy plan, which you were going to present to the town council sometime or other.
So the town council passed the resolution. It was just a
Oh,
resolution that
good.
they accept the community energy
Oh,
plan
okay.
as presented. That was required as our grant. So that has been done. I sent in the closeout report to BPU and Sustainable Jersey, so that's good. We said we were gonna have an info session, and I wanted to have it as part of the meeting, but haven't had a chance to really get to it. So I'm trying for the next meeting, but I just wanna make sure that we advertise it enough in advance so that if people want to come and listen to the presentation, they can.
Yeah.
So at some point in the next, either August meeting or early September meeting, I'll put together a presentation, but I want to make sure we advertise it properly.
Should we make it a community event at the library, for example?
We could do that.
Rather than just a meeting, so
Yeah.
that people come hear it and then maybe express an interest in it?
Yeah?
Because I think if it's just a regular agenda item, number one, we don't have much time.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we get people saying, wow, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
How do I help make that happen?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
you
could.
put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
It really should be spread.
Yeah, and I think the Education and Outreach Committee might agree with that.
Okay.
I'm sure the BPU or Sustainable Jersey would like to know it gets more play.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. Well, maybe we'll shoot then for September, because August is a
Yeah,
bad
no,
month,
no,
so. All right, so maybe we'll try then for something more, that's not part of a regular meeting
Yeah.
in September.
Community presentation.
Franklin Day is in September too. That's
Yeah.
What
This
day?
would be like a weeknight,
Yeah.
like, yeah, something like that.
Right.
Okay.
All right, let me see what I can figure out here. But our part of like the grants and everything is done, so that is a done project. I just think it's important to do something for the
I
community,
do
you
too,
know?
and I think we invite some not-for-profits, we invite some businesses so they can see this is out there.
September/October, I'll even put.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, all right, so I'll try to get that going.
Okay. Now, the next item then is the NJEX Congress. That's the one we have money to go to now. I mean.
Yes,
if we
so-
do what we can.
The NJEC Conference, Environmental Congress, it's on Friday, September 27th from 9 to 4. It's at Rowan University. I guess the question is, so in order to get it going, we now have the budget, that was step one. Now I would need to know who wants to go. Basically, who would like to
How
go,
much is
because
the entrance fee?
the township, well, we have money in our budget, so the township will register you.
Yes, but how
much
much
is
of our
it?
budget will it eat up?
Let's see here.
Was that doing those 35 hours a day or did something?
Hold on, while that's loading up.
See, it's Burlington County, it's not all the way to Rowan University.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's at their other campus, right.
$750 we have in that line item for like ANJAC and other conferences. So that's ANJAC and other conferences.
And how much is
So let
this?
me see how much it is.
And they may well not have a fee for EC
I
members.
think there's a
I
fee.
think
Yeah.
there was a
That's
fee.
what I was thinking, yeah.
Let's see.
Historically, there.
Oh, the DEP commissioner is going to be there as well as the state climatologist.
Registration opening soon.
But how much is it going
Roll up a
to
little bit, was it?
They're not saying how much it will
be?
be.
That's bad. Let's see, maybe they have old ones that we
Yeah.
can look at?
Here it is.
You see how much it
Environmental
is?
Congress, 27th. It's just loading. I think. Maybe it's not on. Okay.
Unfortunately, I have a conflict and I can't go. I think it's a worthwhile thing.
Let me just see if I can.
Featured speaker is the commissioner, and it's like David Robinson. He lives in Canal Walk.
No,
Yeah.
Is he the climate meteorologist?
He's the state
Yeah.
climatologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Climatologist.
Applications are due in August.
That's for their,
For the award.
Registration isn't even open yet.
Right.
yeah.
It's just opening soon.
I wanted to think it was either 35 or 70 bucks.
I could probably look back and
Here's
see
the
what it
22
was
one.
last
Yeah.
year. Yeah, that's what you might do, is look at it.
Yeah, it
How much?
doesn't say
Well,
this.
give us the cost, it's fine, only click here for registration.
It's 22.
Hybrid, a lot of it.
Oh, here we go.
Scholarships are
In
available.
person, Anjec member, it was
Oh, look at that.
115. We're Anjec members, so in person, now, yeah, if you did the virtual, I don't know if they have a virtual, or if anyone would want to do
Well, this
virtual.
was,
COVID
COVID
times.
period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So this year we thought.
I would suggest maybe we send maximum 2 people, just that kind of money. Because that's $300, that's almost half of our education budget.
yeah. So is there anyone that wants to go that I can start, so the registration goes through planning, because that's what our budget is under, so basically I would give the names of who wants to go, so they can start doing the process.
Let me check the calendar.
Yeah, you don't have to let me know right now,
Yeah.
registration's not even open, but think about it.
And let Maria and Stan know too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think about it, and maybe at the next meeting even you can let me know, because it's not open yet, so.
And what day of the week is that?
It's usually a
It's a-
Friday.
It's a
So-
Friday.
So for
Yeah.
people working, that may be a challenge. So
Yeah.
they Take a day off.
I usually go.
You do, you usually do.
Stan often shows off his electric vehicle.
Yeah, so maybe he'll go with them.
But he may be, yeah, he could go with the NJ environmental vehicle.
All right, well,
I've
I'll
never
keep
been
it
to
up
one,
here,
so
let
it'd be
me
interesting.
know what you guys, you can go for sure if you
Yeah,
want.
okay.
Just keep in mind if you wanna go and send me an email and let me know, or we can talk about it at the next meeting if Stan and Maria wanna go maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can afford to pay my way.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go anyway and you represent the commission, then that's why we have no
Yeah,
budget.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
it might allow somebody else to.
Reports from the subcommittees. The education committee is not here.
Right.
So, and the energy committee, we don't have anything new.
No, except I'm still pushing for a sustainability element of the master plan.
Yes.
And Mark Healy getting a committee going. 'Cause
Mhm.
2026 is now less than
Coming up.
18 months away.
Now that, so the community energy plan now is done and it's been accepted and adopted and all that, so now we can start, now that takes that off of them, even though we really did the whole thing, you know, but now that opens the door for that.
The next step
So-
is now.
So I'll
you're
approach him
defining-
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Pathways and Trails plan is done too, so that really frees up a lot, so I'll coordinate with him again, because it's basically all about like getting into the workflow.
Anything new on bids for aggregated energy? I do know that I get 100% renewable through Clean Choice, it's my third-party energy provider, and my rate is lower than the PSEG
Oh,
rate.
nice. Well,
So that leads me to think
That's what she
that-
said the other fall.
that it's out there and coming.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to mention is there are grants available through RideWise for improving pedestrian movement. And the town has talked about paving that little bit of Western Canal Road that goes from, goes out to that intersection of Western Canal Road and the Manville Causeway. And Bob's talked about, well, putting a pipe in the swale and then paving over it. The county is working on a major redo of the intersection. because I heard that from the Commissioner Moreno. She called, I met her at LCV, you know, at the thing, and she came over and we talked for a while. So our part of it is to pave that. But if we get a grant from Ridewise, it wouldn't cost the township anything, then we use the grant money.
Yeah.
And it's not a long step, you know, it's maybe 50 feet. So,
Yeah, that's what is currently sort of a parking area.
no, it's just a roadway. It's, people have,
You know,
there's a
it's
pathway.
the old road
It's the old
before
road.
they put that
Yeah.
swoop in.
Yeah, it
And
ends
the
where the
swoop
white, where
causes
the
problem.
canal building is, the old white building.
Canal
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
So people come out, there's a pathway, and people come out, walk along there, and then they get to the intersection, cross to where the white building is, go a little along the roadway, and then cross over to go on the towpath. If they're going north, if they're going south, it's right there. But a lot of people park in that one area, and it's a pedestrian, I mean, I made a presentation to the county commission, which is what started this whole thing. I just wanted a solar-powered pedestrian crossing sign, and now I understand it's become a major project.
Is there any consideration to make that a roundabout?
I think that's what people are thinking about, I think. It's, because part of that is is grass area that's on this side of the trees, because there's a little parking area that belongs to the DR, you know, the Delaware Canal.
Yeah, it's nice there.
And people park there and then they go on the towpath. But beyond the trees, there's an area of grass that's just sitting there, and that could be part of the land for a roundabout. I looked at that, because when we were at the gala, that's what somebody mentioned. But Paul Drake also is aware of it, and Walter Land, you know, the county.
If you want to send him an email, you just CC me
I
on
can
it.
send them enough. I didn't get any details.
Yeah.
All she told me was it's become a major project.
It's
And it was
Walter
on the
Land.
I didn't know
budget.
about that, yeah.
Oh, you didn't know about it?
You're gonna shake
Yeah.
it.
It's
don't
it's
really
only,
share a lot.
it's been about 2.5 years we've been working on it.
That's
He
great.
is.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. But Bob knows about it, you know, and
Yeah.
because the president of our association went and talked to Warnlocker about it, and then that's when he said he would pave that part. Walter Land told me when I talked to him, not Walter, John Hutchison, who's the head of the DR commission.
Yeah.
He said they'd put the vinyl stripes down for pedestrian crossing, which is nothing. But the major part would be from the county, because Western Canal Road's a county road. But it's a very complicated intersection with the
Yeah.
three entities. But it's a safety issue.
Yeah.
When people are coming down Western Canal Road, or trucks now, and want to go on the causeway, you don't see the people trying to cross until you make the turn.
Right, so tight.
Which they should have thought of when they made that.
Yeah, well, they sent a tripod crew out there, and I saw them stop, the guy came over and talked to me, and he said they saw when they were doing the measurements with, you know, with the thing, that there was a near accident. People were crossing, cars stopped, next one, the third one really had to lean on their brakes to stop and not quick. And there's been one accident about 2 months ago, right at that intersection. So it's, because some people go, make the right turn like we do, and go up west, you know. So it's, but that's something we want to, if we get a grant from Ridewise, that it fits exactly what they want.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out how we can maybe get a hold of Ridewise and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll figure it out.
Good, okay. So we have any other hot topics?
I have a question. Is there any consideration for solar with this new library roof? I know it's a curved roof, but it's so exposed.
Well, I think the material they're using this time is different. So it's more blockage of the sun, so they won't have the greenhouse effect in the library.
Right.
It should last about 30 years. It was like $1.3 million.
Are they doing anything on the flat portion of the building?
I don't think so. I think it's just the glass. they're
Because I think
replacing.
maybe we should keep an eye on that, because that could be solar, that flat portion.
The head of the library commission, Nick Chiampa, and I have talked. He wants to put EV chargers, new ones, in front of them, but he doesn't want the ones that take 4 or 5 hours.
He wants faster.
He wants the faster ones.
That's a tour, that would be eligible for the tourism.
Yeah. This is for the library on Route 27.
Yeah, the BPU.
Right.
there is money if it's a tourism destination, and a library would qualify.
Oh.
And there's a lot of money for those, because they're about 50,000 to put in a gas charger.
Yeah, so Nick and I talked about it, and, you know, they did put a rain guard, then remember we did the plans, and they talked about a rain guard.
It looks really nice over, it's so cute.
Yeah, but they didn't put solar on the roof,
Small roof, but.
it's a small roof, but, you know.
I don't know whether the library would qualify as a tourist destination.
Churches do, the libraries don't.
And-
Now,
Places-
Rockingham, that's a tourist
Yes, now,
destination.
I've read the requirements, and they're very, very broad.
And with the usage the way it would be on that library, a fast charger makes a lot of sense.
It does, and it'd be great for the community to have
Yeah,
them there.
and I know he told, Nick told Mayor Kramer that he doesn't want the slow one. If they're gonna do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you the information?
Yes,
on where
and
it's-
I'll talk to Nick. In fact, I'll see Nick Thursday night. Nick Chiappa is the chairman of the Library Commission. Okay. That's my hot topic. So, then we're up to old business.
Okay, so micromobility study, I didn't get anything from our consultant yet about the completed micromobility study. He said he was shooting for the middle of July, which is exactly today, so, before the next meeting, I'm sure we'll have a draft of that, and I'll send it out as soon as I get it, but I know they are working on it, so.
Yeah, that's the one we did the mapping when they did the mapping
Yeah,
of the town
yeah.
and all this stuff. The PSE&G Partners and Energy Efficiency Grant.
So we are still working on that. We have to send, we have to set up a time for the mayor and someone else, I'm not sure yet exactly who, but
Make a video.
to do the video. So I did let the mayor know that, and we're working on getting a time going for that. So that'll be sometime in August. They put down our website. I know that Sustainable Jersey is working on developing the website. They have I sent the new logo, I sent the township logo.
All that criteria they wanted.
Yes, they sent me, there is, I think, I sent them our Facebook handle, Instagram handle, I got all of that done. We do have to put together a letter from the mayor, which they sent me a sample letter, and also a press release, but they said the website really has to be done first. So I'm kind of like in a holding pattern. But for the video, the mayor will definitely be in it. If anyone really wants to be in it, you know, you can lead people to be in there, so.
Sign me up.
All right, I was gonna say, you gonna be in it?
I'm always
Yes.
happy to talk.
We need some extras, maybe?
You know,
Yeah, extras.
Jen-
Jim Massanelli.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could catch her at home,
He's a
but Jenny
professional, he has to get
Kappas,
paid.
Jenny
Oh, that's
Kappas.
right.
Oh, yes.
It'd be good to have a young
What's that?
person.
It
and-
would.
And maybe, I know she's up there for 3 months, but she's
Yeah.
probably coming home.
I would assume that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
SAG.
I think we need somebody young.
Okay. I'll reach out to them to see how many people, because I know some of them are just like stock images and things like that, but, which I did send them some. But I know they need some.
And if Jenny
people.
can't, remember her friend that came with her?
Yes,
She may
yeah.
not, she may be home for the summer.
Definitely. Okay, that works.
Or,
Yeah.
Okay, Lynn Williams Park.
I'm still working on that, it's PW, but,
Right, okay.
we're getting there.
I think we've really gone through the list.
old business,
Old
got a
business.
couple things.
Go ahead, sure.
Skip the stuff, remember we talked about that? I know it's been a while since I've been in a meeting. And we looked at the model ordinance language. I have a printed copy for everybody. This is an ordinance that would help direct fast food places essentially to not be putting automatically plastic cutlery in every takeout order that goes out the door. And ANJAC has a model ordinance for that. We reviewed that preliminarily. People wanted time to look at it. It was also suggested who would enforce this, if it's the health department, our health department's at the county, would the county do this? And it was asked of me by this committee to check with ANJAC, is there anybody doing it at the county level? And the answer so far is no. Red Bank has it, Maplewood has it, and Red Bank uses their own code enforcement people, Maplewood uses their health and code enforcement people. Westfield it's in for its second reading right now in Westfield. I would like to keep this on our agenda and have us be looking at it. If the county, somebody needs to talk to the county, I guess. Is that that's coming from you, Tara, to ask the county health department?
I would think so, yeah, I can see if they, what did they do, if they do anything, or their
Right.
thoughts, yeah.
It's sort of the same idea as destroys,
Yes.
in a way.
Yes, and I think it's the kind of thing where citizen reporting could be the enforcement, say you're not supposed to do this, we have an ordinance. It pretty much happens for everybody. So maybe if this comes back the next meeting, everyone will have a chance to look at it and wordsmith it the way you like it.
Yeah, we got them.
You can have mine. You can have mine.
Okay, I got
Walter.
it.
I got them.
Good.
Arnie, you got one?
This actually would save money
Is
for the
this in
Yes.
a Word document?
Yes,
And you emailed this to us?
I did.
Yeah, I thought I saw it, yeah.
but sometimes people don't get to their emails, so I thought it's good to have a printed copy and mark it up and then go on. But I think it makes a lot of sense, and it is one of the incentives that they think business owners would like it, because they
Yeah.
will save money on it. So I'd like to see us keep that alive. And the other thing is, I remember me talking about how impressed I was with Reddington Township's digital environmental resource inventory. And that was at an ANJAC conference that the Reddington guy, member of the Environmental Commission, showed us their digitized environmental resource inventory. It's interactive. It's fantastic, the amount of flexibility on it. They use Princeton Hydro to take their PDF, ERI, which is what we have on our website, and turn it into this beautiful digitized thing. And I got a proposal for it. And so here's a copy for everybody. Essentially, if we wanted them to digitize what we have, I think it's $13,000. If we wanted them to digitize what we have and update it with the latest data for our township, which they have access to because of all the mapping, that's another $6,000, so it's a total of $20,000. Tara mentioned that we have an open grant with Sustainable Jersey for the Naaman Williams Park. But this is the kind of thing Sustainable Jersey might pay for up to $20,000, but we need to close out the existing grant before we could apply for it. So that may be September, October?
I hope so, I really
So
hope.
I think this is worth keeping alive. We may have a shot at some funding to do this. I've emailed all of this to everybody. If you have a chance, click on that link for Reddington. They even have deer concentrations in different parts of Reddington Township. It's pretty impressive, and my thinking is, if I'm sitting on the planning board, or the zoning board, or the open space committee, or the environmental commission, and you're looking at an application, you open this up on your computer, you can exactly go hover over what environmental resources we have right where this applicant is. What are we looking at? How does this application affect the township's inventory?
When was the last time we updated our ERI?
2019.
I remember.
And the hindrance is, you go to this PDF, and then you have to go look at the table of contents, and go to where it takes you, and does it provide the information you're looking for? When it's digitized, you can layer and layer and
Is that a
layer.
thing that's updated every 5 years or 10
I
years?
think,
10 years.
I think it's 10
I think
years.
it was 2009, and then we did it again in
Yeah.
2019. And these guys, you can read this, how the kind of updates they would give us. I mean, they list the whole thing, how they could bring us up to speed, because we're now 5 years old, and 5 years is a lot in today's
So,
day.
let me ask this, if they were to be hired, and this probably have to go out for bid of some kind.
Right.
But if they were hired, and they got it done in the next year, 4 years from now, when we update the ERI, do we go through the same process, or will it automatically be made into that kind of document?
When you look at this, they have a maintenance fee per year, which they say is waivable. I think that's just for the technology, but it would be interesting to ask them, could you quote for us to keep it updated? what would that cost?
Updated and a complete rewrite might be different things, so
Yes.
you should ask that question.
Yeah, updated it, so it looks like I have Reddington's up here on the screen, so it looks like, you okay?
Yeah.
It looks like they, are using this software called ArcGIS Story, which is like an online GIS tool, so they can go in on like the back end and every year for $500, probably update the GIS layer, so the text won't be updated, but the mapping would be updated. So the text would be updated in the way that, like, see here it says 62.2% is wetlands, they would update just that number, for example, and the mapping. But this is pretty cool actually, because basically you go to up here, like I was in land use land cover, say you want to go to open space and farmland, you click on it, it gives you like the text here briefly, and then you can like click on, that's like that, not that good of an example there, I want like the regular map. Like here, they put the table in of what they have, and then this is a map here that shows all the open, so this is like a map they would update every year, and it would show, you know, and the dark green is state open space, and the light green is township open space. So this is all done online, basically.
In our ERI, does it talk about canopy percentages?
I'm pretty sure it does, yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I'm almost positive it does, but let me.
I'm looking at our sections in their proposal. These are the sections they would update. Forest fragmentation and corridors will be updated to include the findings of mapping as well as connecting habitat across New Jersey, which identifies key areas. I think we could even tell them what we wanted them to update for us.
That
So-
cover page looked familiar.
Yeah, this is the, let me see if we have an air quality, wildlife, land use. I just want to check. Forest fragmentation and corridors is under wildlife.
Land use cover types.
Land use cover types is probably, there's probably some, I'm just trying to see if there's a separate section on just trees or tree canopy. I don't think so. So it's probably in those two sections, land cover types and forest fragmentation.
And we might say, add a section highlighting that, and they can probably tap us into what's out there, because if Reddington has forest types or tree cover, they probably already have a template for doing it.
Yeah. Oops.
So I'd like to keep this in front of us. I think it's a real worthy project. And I know Anject really encourages it, because I think it just increases user comfort, which encourages use. And what's the point of having this dead thing that sits on our website that's going to be so traffic? So thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Is there a way of telling, IT telling us how often people have hits on our website?
Yes.
There is. Do they do it?
We can ask for it. We asked for it for something else. I forget what it was, and they were able to tell me that, our Facebook page and all that. They can definitely tell us that.
It'd be interesting to know, you know, on average, you know, weekly or monthly or whatever, how many hits the Environmental Commission
And where are
gets. And where, what are the most
Search sites.
areas, search sites that they look for?
You can go to Google Analytics and take a page of Franklin Township and part of that. It will tell you the stuff too. You can do it too.
So you,
Don't you have to put something in the header, like a little code to send it to Google? That's something in like the HTML.
It's just a website link, that's all they do. That's all.
They used to make you put a little
Yeah.
code in there and identify it.
We're just looking at something here.
Computer, very computer literate
It's
person.
1900 bars.
You learn this, you
Yeah,
know.
so that's
I turned on my computer
the difference,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Never happened before. I open it up, here's the keyboard, my screen is upside down.
Mapping out there.
Well, we could ask for that.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
nifty.
definitely. Oh,
Upside,
absolutely.
literally upside
Okay,
down.
I like it.
I have a friend who's
And if we
really
make
good at
it
that
so
stuff.
easy to-
I called him, and he had it fixed
Oh,
in
for
like
sure.
5 minutes. He, you know, if I could call it.
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Disaster.
Now I'd like to get a motion to open the floor to public comment again.
So moved.
I'd like to open
Second.
the whole room to the.
All in favor? Aye. Any comments from you? Well, we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you have Tara's email because you were emailing, right? Great.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for letting me speak to you.
Yeah.
Give us hope for the future.
Yes.
If a high school rising senior is thinking this way, yes.
That's great.
And a Jersey kid, yes.
Good. So therefore, we'll
Yeah.
have a motion to close public comment period.
So moved.
And then I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. All right.
Adjourn.